Hi Aries, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for December. I hope everybody's doing really well. I am going to take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Aries out there. So guys, just take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, Aries, please don't force yourself into a reading that's just not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Aries? Aries. All right. Aries, you are starting out with the Death card. You have Judgment in reverse. And coming out together, you have the Page of Pentacles along with the Five of Cups in the reverse. So there's something here that has ended or is ending. I do feel like there was some toxicity to that. It was like you were trying to put it together. It looked good at the beginning, but eventually you began to see that this was a toxic situation. Now, I do feel like you are not trying to go back into that. It's like you are saying, this is over, this is done, and now I'm ready for somebody new. I'm ready to have joy in my life. You went through a difficult time. I feel like within this connection, not even just the ending of it, you went through a very difficult time while you were in this connection, because it was like it was dawning on you that everything that looked so wonderful was becoming, soured and becoming, toxic. Or maybe it always was and you just hadn't seen it. But regardless of that, I do feel like you're coming out of that difficult period in your life. You may have some regrets, so don't be hard on yourself as far as that goes. Sometimes we're in relationships, we learn a lot from them. You can't look at it as a waste of time, but if you've learned something from it. But I do feel like you're now coming out of that energy. You don't want to go back into it, and you're looking for someone new here. Some of you may have met someone new, or maybe talking to someone, or you may just be opening yourself up to the idea of a new connection. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Aries energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer sign. Show me who's in Aries energy. That's too many. Show me who's in Aries energy, please. There we go. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the Chariot in reverse. This person could live at a distance from you. That could be, an issue. We have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, so I feel like this is somebody who has been stuck in their life. They haven't been able to move forward. Part of that, and I do have to be honest with you, part of that is because this person fears taking risks, taking chances. So this person's kind of been stuck in their life. This appears to be somebody new, though. This appears to be whoever it is that is either coming into your energy, or it could be a new person. Because this person is looking at you with love. They want to make an offer of love to you. There's like a flirtatious energy that's here. In the Wheel of Fortune, this person feels like the two of you were destined to meet. They feel like, you're the best thing next to sliced bread. So they feel very lucky to have run into you, to have met you. Let's see the energy between Aries and this person. I feel like this is a new person. Show me the energy between Aries and this person. The Moon. Yeah, so some of you have not met this person yet. Yeah, some of you have not. So there's something hidden that is between the two of you. If you are coming out of a difficult relationship, you're hoping to meet somebody, there is somebody that is in your energy, although possibly not in your physical presence. For some of you, you have met this person, but you don't really know much about them. They don't really know a whole lot about you. There's this energy that somebody in your past really was, it was like it was time to get out of that connection. I feel like somebody was sleeping on you. But this person in your energy, I am going to be honest, they don't like taking risks. But I think they're going to with you. So there's a lot that's unknown between the two of you. There's this dreamy energy. you know, kind of thinking about one another, you know, mulling this over. Or if you haven't met this person, you will soon. Let me see what's affecting this connection. Show me what is affecting the connection between Aries and this person. The Ace of Cups in the reverse. Endings in love. This previous relationship that you were in, Aries, is affecting this connection a little bit, and for them the same thing. And it's because that's why this person has difficulty taking a risk here. They may have been very hurt. I think that you were as well. You definitely went through something with somebody and that looks like that's ended. And I feel like you don't want to go back into that, but the energy may still be affecting this connection. But there's a new love here that's trying to come in. It's unknown at this point whether or not it will. I feel like this person could be somebody that's very playful. They could be younger than you. Let me see the outcome for Aries and this person. I feel like this is very exciting, though. Eight of Swords in the reverse, yeah. So all the anxiety about this connection, it's going to end. It's either going to end because you're actually going to meet this person. So if you're dating, you're doing internet dating, it could be somebody in that. If you're doing, like, if you're going out to events and or friends or family ask you to go, accept those invitations, because it's basically going to free you up, Aries, from this past energy. You know, this energy that has been just really dragging you down. I feel like it's going to free you from that. And this person, it's going to free them from all this stuck energy that they've been in. I feel like the two of you are going to take a risk with each other. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups in the reverse. That's underlying energy. And it does show that out of many options, somebody's choosing. So this looks really good. Let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Death card here for Aries? Some of you guys have a very playful energy as well. Oh, yeah. So this person from the past is coming back into your energy, but I don't feel like you really want to have anything to do with them. They could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but this person is trying to make a comeback. I don't feel like you're going for it. I feel like you're focusing a lot right now, Aries, on your own stability. You're working very hard. You're showing up here as somebody that's very loyal. You know, you kind of move quietly. You're not like out there flashing everything. And so I do feel like, you know, you do have still some kind of emotional attachment to this past person, but not enough that I feel like you're going to, you know, want to go back into that connection. I do feel like they are coming back towards you. I also feel like you're just really right now working on your money, working on your, I see somebody that's working hard on their finances and their money and their own stability right now. The past person could have been somebody you were married to or in a long-term connection with. There was definitely some sort of a commitment there, but I feel like it grew toxic. Why is Judgment here in reverse? King of Cups and the Sun. Yeah, you don't want to make another bad judgment call, so that's why you're being cautious, but I feel like you're going to develop feelings for this person. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy. I'm also seeing Leo energy. I feel like this person, when you meet this person, if you haven't already, this person's going to make you feel really happy. It's the energy of, you know, having gone through a difficult time and now having the opportunity to have a bright new beginning. And I feel like you're gonna have feelings for this person. You're definitely opening your heart back up to love, and that is very positive. I feel like you want happiness in your life, and you feel that this past person is not bringing, you know, wasn't bringing that. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords reversed. We have the Four of Swords and the Page of Cups. A lot of you guys have yet to meet this person, but I do feel like, you know, I do feel like, you're not talking with the past person. You are healing. You're healing. I also feel like you're trying to get clarity on what happened in that previous relationship. What was your part in it? What was their part in it? Why did it go sour? Why, why did it have these toxic elements? And I feel like you're trying to heal yourself. You're introspective here with regard to that. It's been very difficult for you, and you still lack some clarity as to some of that. Now, there is a new person that is either here or is coming into your life. This person, like I said, they could be younger than you, but they're going to be very sweet and they're going to be very playful. And I feel like you're going to really enjoy this person. This person's going to make you kind of open your heart back up to feelings and, love and emotions. You're going to be uncertain about them in the beginning, and part of that is because you're not certain what their intentions are. Let me see. Let's look at their energy. Why is the Chariot here for the person in Aries energy? Yeah, so this person has gone through a loss. All right, Two of Cups. They may have recently come out of a connection as well. This is part of the reason why they have difficulty with risk. They are still processing some of that, but they went through a chaotic connection as well. They may not want you to know about that. They may not, you may not hear about that immediately, but they have moved on from this. They want to move forward. They want peace in their life. And so I do feel like this person is going to be somebody that has gone through maybe a similar situation as you. Let me see why the Knight of Cups is here. I really like the Knight of Cups here because it's a very playful energy in this particular deck. It's a very sweet energy. All right, we have the Strength card. That's that Leo energy. We have the Empress in the reverse, and we have the Tower in the reverse. All right, so this person is going to come across as being very strong, maybe not as nurturing in the beginning. I feel like they're going to be a little bit more playful, very sweet, but not really, they're not going to extend themselves too much. Part of that is because of what they've gone through. This relationship that ended for this person, it led them into a Tower moment, so they're cautious about a new beginning. That being said, they're also they're coming towards you in a very strong, courageous manner. They are unsure about what you're going to do. So when this time comes, they're going to approach you in a very strong manner. But just know that underneath that, what they don't want you to know is that they're cautious here because of, what's happened in their past as well. I feel like the two of you have some strong similarities with regard to having gone through something. Let me see the Wheel of Fortune. They're trying to rebuild themselves. If they went through a divorce, it could have affected them financially. So they're trying to rebuild themselves. All right, we have the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords. All right, I'm sorry, Four of Wands. So this person went through heartbreak. I feel like you did too. They were heartbroken, and meeting you is going to feel like the best thing that ever happened to them. This relationship that ended, it may have been a marriage. They may be separated, so be aware of that. I want to caution you with that. This person might not be moving as quickly as you might think or want, because they could be in the process of a divorce, because they're showing up here with the Four of Wands. Now, that could also be that they are looking at you as marriage material. But I will say that the relationship that they were in, it caused a Tower moment for them. It was heartbreaking. And I do see that they are still healing from that. Meeting you is going to be like the best thing for them. They're going to, for both of you, it's almost like when the two of you meet, if you haven't already, it's going to just light both of you up. It's going to give both of you that spark that may have been missing in these previous relationships. So I do feel like this person sees you as marriage material. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Libra, Gemini, Scorpio. All right, so let me see the energy between Yeah, so they have the Chariot in reverse again. This person could, like I said, live at a distance from you, and that could be a little bit of an issue. And then we have the Seven of Cups in the reverse. That's the underlying energy. So you are actually affecting this situation far more than what you may be aware. I do feel like you have many options here. I also feel like in this past relationship, you felt that you gave unconditional love to that person. And I feel like you now see that person very clearly, whereas in the past you may not have. Now, for some of you, you may not be completely out. If you were married, you may not be completely out of that marriage either. So both of you could be in a situation where there's like you might be separated but not fully divorced. So just take it as it resonates for you. But I feel like, you know, you did give that past person unconditional love. I feel like that past person is going to come back into your energy. And I do feel like you're seeing them a lot more clearly. It might cause you to be like, I'm not sure what to do here. I've met somebody new, and now I have this, you know, my past person is coming back in. So it could create some confusion. I wouldn't be too concerned, because it looks like you pull back, you withdraw, you think about this, and you think about what is best for you. And it does look like then you make a decision. But it could be a little bump in the road, and it could be also what prevents this from moving forward quite as quickly. Just know that, you know, you don't have to rush into anything. Again, I have to tell you, this person, having gone through all of this, the heartbreak that they did, they're not going to be trying to move you along quickly anyway. So that, you know, hopefully that's a good thing. Let's see why this Ace of Cups is in reverse. So yeah, you've both had situations in your life that have caused you to kind of be cautious with love. All right, we have the Death card in reverse, and we have the Seven of Wands reverse. So yeah, it's going to be a little bump in the road. It's going to be a little bump in the road because this past person's coming back in. I don't feel like you're going for it, though. I don't feel like you're going to go for it, because you're seeing that person clearly. And that's part of what I'm seeing on your energy, Aries, is that you see this past person much more clearly than you did in the past. That being said, I feel like you still have some residual feelings there, and that's why it's going to be a little bit of an issue, and it's going to slow you down a little bit, because I do feel like you don't want to go back into something that's going to make you unhappy or that's toxic, and now you have this opportunity for someone new. In their energy, this person, I feel like they have felt very powerless in love relationships. I feel like they are somebody that is really working on themselves, but I feel like they have felt very powerless. So I feel like this is also somebody who maybe their boundaries are not quite as strong as they need to be. They could be a little bit of a pushover. So just be aware of that. Let me see your outcome. And like I said, some of you have met this person, but others of you, they're coming into your energy. All right, so we have the Devil. Oh, you're going to be really attracted to this person. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Emperor. All right, so this person that's in your energy, they might be somebody who owns a business, or they could be somebody that's in a position of authority. I have to tell you, this person is still in a connection. And the indication here is that they may not be telling you all about that up front. So it might be logistics. It might be that they are not able to come out of that position. You know, like in some states, you have to be legally separated for X amount of time before you can actually divorce, because they are still showing up that way. I feel like, though, this is somebody who is going to feel very lucky to have met you. I feel like when you meet this person and you find out their history, you might kind of pull back just a little bit, because you might say, well, I don't want to get involved with somebody that isn't completely divorced. because there's something here about not trusting. There's a lack of trust, and it's on both sides. I do feel that this person's going to take charge of the situation because they're seeing the value in you. And I feel like they're going to want to bring this together. All right. Now, and I do feel like they are going to free themselves from this other situation, as I see you are. Now, with the Devil here, you're going to be very attracted to this person. So I don't see that as a negative. I don't see you as, you know, being toxic, but you might be afraid that they are. You might also be afraid that you could be moving back into toxic energy as well. The ending for both of you in these previous relationships has deeply affected both of you. And so I do feel like there's going to be some trust issues here, but I also feel like they can be resolved. And I feel like this person's really going to take charge of that. I also feel like for you, it's going to be basically a choice between this past person and this new person. And I do feel like most of you are moving towards this new person. So bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. That's underlying energy. And again, it shows that there's passion here, but somebody is holding back from this connection. So that passionate new beginning, you know, doesn't look like it's going to start by the end of the week, but that is likely due to trust issues. It also shows me that you're physically very attracted to this person. So I'm going to pull an oracle card for you. Just take your time. I mean, it's ultimately going to be your decision, you know, and make sure that you know who it is you're dealing with, and if that's what you want, if you're willing to, you know, put up with their baggage, if they're willing to put up with yours. We all have baggage. All right, so you have number 5. 5s are generally about changes, and I can see you are both going through a lot of changes. It says becoming braver, resilience, experience, growing stronger, and a fresh perspective. So let me read that for you. All right, it says you've been tested. The development of strength and resilience through the courageous meeting of challenges, the demonstration of great character, the acknowledgement of how much you have learned, the ability to cope with so many little things due to a great ordeal endured with grace, dignity, and humor. Testing times show true character. So you were tested very much so in this past relationship, and I feel like the person you are involved with here or thinking of becoming involved with, they likely have been too. So, but just know that you are becoming much braver. You're going through a lot of changes, and you know, you're looking at things now from a fresh perspective. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Aries. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you have the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Aries, know that you are love, and namaste.